Joining me now to talk about that resiliency is the mayor of Tumbler Ridge, Darryl Krakowka. Thank you so much for being with us in this incredibly difficult time.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
You've called your town a family. So how is your family doing today?
Well, I think we're seeing the family, moving around a bit more, and like I've said all along, giving the ear to people that need an ear, a shoulder, if our families need a shoulder or hugs. And I think we're seeing that. We've seen it somewhat yesterday, but I think we're seeing it more today. And again, it is one big family, and we need to support each other, and especially some of our family have lost loved ones. And yeah, I mean, we're starting to see people grieving and just reaching out and talking to each other, I think, which is so important for the community of Tumbler Ridge and the big family that we have here.
I can imagine the toll that it's taken on you as well. How are you doing today?
Yeah, just processing it and stuff like that. But I don't think it's about me. It's about the big family of Tumbler Ridge. It's about the people that have lost loved ones in our family. It's about all the first responders that had to attend to the tragic unfolding of it at the scene of the secondary school. I think that's what it's about. I think it's about making sure the teachers are okay, all the young youth and our children of our community that were there and had to live through that scene. That we need to be there for them, have an ear for them, shoulder, give them hugs, make sure they have that support of our family.
You've talked a lot about that support over the last 36 hours and what needed to come into the community. What is happening on that front in terms of making sure that the people who do need it the most are getting that support going forward?
Yeah, I mean that was probably the biggest thing I gave to the province. Minister Nina had reached out with public safety and Minister Josie Osborne, Minister of Health, and that was the thing. I mean, things were still unfolding. Didn't have all details, things just unfolding and just learning things. And I said, I can tell you one thing: we're going to need counselors, boots on the ground, mental counselors, mental crisis counselors. That's what we're going to need right now. Boots on the ground in Tumbler Ridge. If not the night of Tuesday, for sure the next day, which would have been Wednesday. And the province and Northern Health, we had 5 individuals come in yesterday from Northern Health. I know School District 59 and the Minister of Education, working through their links, had brought in counselors through School District 59 as well for staff support for the children and youth. And again, that is so important for this family of Tumbler Ridge to have those counselors here for everybody to be able to reach out to.
How much of a bigger conversation needs to happen on that front for having that support going forward? A lot of people have spoken about the mental health needs, and especially in remote regions such as your own there. What do you think needs to happen, not only in the days going forward, but the weeks and months, to make sure that there is that support there?
Yeah, my conversation with Premier Eby last night was that we're not looking for short-term help when it comes to counselors. We're looking for the long-term. I said to him, it's not days, weeks, months. To me, I'm looking at 6 months, a year. To me, whatever is needed to make sure we have these counselors with feet on the ground, not this doing it remote via Zoom and stuff. So, he really committed to saying that they're here for us, and as we need things, the government's going to support the district.
The Prime Minister and other federal leaders are going to be going to that memorial tomorrow. I wanted to ask you, how important is that support for your community?
I think that, in my thoughts is, that's Canada supporting us. We have, leaders that aren't having party lines. They're coming together, supporting us as Canadians, bringing that support from Canada to Tumbler Ridge. So I think it's important. It's what a tragedy is all I can think of. And I think it's good to have the leaders here and stuff, and so we can tell them what our needs are. We need that long support of counselors for our community and looking out long term. Yeah, I think it's a good thing that they're going to come and show the support of Canada to our family of Tumbler Ridge and be there for our vigil. And when we talk about a vigil, like, we have our First Nation neighbors as well that'll be attending Tumbler Ridge from the Peace region. And again, I just think it's important that we see the support of BC and the Peace region, but also Canada. I mean, we've been reached out right across the world. So yeah, I think it's so important.
I was talking to our colleague, Andrew Johnson, who said that there was not an RCMP update today on the investigation. We all know it will take time, but how important is it for the residents of your community to get the answers as soon as possible to the questions that continue to linger over this right now?
Yeah, I mean, I leave that to the RCMP, and I understand. I mean, I want answers. Our family of Tumbler Ridge wants answers. We just need to make sure they're doing their investigation, and when they're able, I know they will come forward with their the information and updates, and we just got to give them time to do the job that they need to do, and it does take time.
Just before I leave you, I wanted to go back to the support that you were talking about that you've seen from right across the country for Tumbler Ridge. What is your message to Canadians as they mourn with you and your community?
Yeah, I mean, we're mourning and it's overwhelming, but we appreciate the world and all Canadians. We know they're grieving as well. They're grieving with us. I mean, nobody wants to see it anywhere in the world, never mind a small community having a tragedy like that, where we have, some of our family members not going home to their family. And yeah, it's overwhelming. But again, we're strong here in Tumbler Ridge, and as our family comes together and grieves as a family and support the ones that have lost loved ones and the ones that are fighting in the hospitals and the injured, we're going to come out strong. We're going to become stronger because of this. And we just thank everybody across Canada and the world for reaching out.
Mayor, we appreciate you taking the time on this this difficult day, and we're sending you a lot of strength. Mayor of Tumbler Ridge, BC, Darryl, Krakowka, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.